Yo, what's up content creators? Welcome back to the channel. For today's review, I am looking at the Feelworld 2200 nit monitor. I did an extensive review on it and I want to go over the main features. Now, just a disclaimer for you guys, this was sent to me for free. However, I was not paid for this review. This is a 100% honest review. I'm going to go over the pros, the cons, the price point, the functionality, and of course the construction of this monitor. I have a lot of experience using different monitors, and this one I have to say is the brightest one I've used outdoors yet, and it's like my favorite feature amongst a bunch of others. Now there are some cons, and we're going to just go into this right away, start this review, and I'll let you know whether or not I think that this monitor is a good pickup coming up. Now, when it comes to monitors for videography, there's a bunch of features that I have to have. I need a histogram, I need false color, I need to be able to zoom in so I could look at my focus, and I need overall functionality like the menu system to be very easy to navigate through. And so far, this monitor has been a pleasure to work with, to the point where I actually sold my other monitors. I had a small HD focus, I had the Zion monitor, and a couple others, and this is my go-to right now. Now, you guys might be thinking that 7 inches is too big to fly on a gimbal, but this monitor is ultra lightweight. It comes in at about 365 grams, which is less than a pound. Now, depending on which Sony MPF battery that you use on the back of it will determine the amount of weight. Now, I recommend if you guys pick up this monitor to get yourself a couple batteries, because it's so bright, it does use a little bit of battery. So let's talk about the price of the monitor. Now, Feelworld makes really affordable monitors, and this one just fits right into that budget as well. There's 2 different options that you can get. There's one with an SDI and then one without. I received the one that doesn't have the SDI, and that comes in at about $259, which isn't bad for a monitor. If you want the SDI feature, that comes in at about $340, which is still a great price for this type of monitor. Now, it has your standard ports on the side. It has a HDMI in and out, but the good thing about this one is it's a normal size HDMI. Other competitors out there like to use the HDMI micro male to micro male, and that cable is just impossible to find. So I like the fact that I have a normal size HDMI cable and it goes into the micro to my Sony camera, which I'm filming on right now. So let's talk about more features. This monitor has an awesome zoom mode, and every time you set up your function button on the top to click it, it will zoom in up to 3 times. Now, this is perfect for dialing in your focus. Seeing it on a big monitor makes your life so much easier. False color is a must when I buy a monitor. I need to be able to see if my skin tones are exposed properly. False color definitely helps you with that, and I love the ease of use with this monitor. Now, the screen is very clear and it's really bright. In fact, I had to dial it down right now because it's so bright indoors, and it'll help me save on battery life. Once you go outside, you are not going to have to deal with sun hoods or anything. It's very bright. And I'll throw up on the screen in just a bit an example. Now, my absolute favorite feature about this monitor is the fact that it's 2200 nits. This is one of the brightest monitors I've ever used, and I want to do a little test right now to show you guys, because it's pretty hard showing the brightness of a monitor filming from another camera. It's way easier obviously to see it in person. So the sun's rising right now, it's really early in the morning, and I have the harshest light behind me right now that's hitting the monitor. Now, there's also a built-in speaker and headphone jack, so if you want to monitor your recording, you can do that very easily. That's always a great thing to have. The monitor itself also has a 4K option for the input, so if you're filming 4K, you're able to see everything on your monitor. Now, another very small feature that I'm really blessed for, because most of them don't have it or an accurate one, is a battery indicator. A lot of the monitors I've used in the past have like a voltage meter or just no way of finding out how much battery life you have. With this one, in the top right corner, it tells you the percentage. I know it's something very small, but like my small HD focus in the past with the volts, like it was never accurate. So just being able to have an idea where I'm at makes my life so much easier when keeping an eye on the battery life. I've even gone through testing out the battery life by looking at the monitor percentage and then putting it on my battery charger, and the percentages match up perfectly. So it's a very accurate battery indicator, which is very good. So let's get into the construction of this monitor. It's made with a really high grade plastic. It doesn't feel cheap like other monitors that I've used in the past. I've never used a metal monitor, so I really wouldn't know what the construction of a metal one feels like. But when you feel this monitor, not only is it lightweight, weighing less than a pound, but it feels really good in your hands. It doesn't feel like if you drop it by accident, it's gonna break, which is a very big plus because I have a tendency to drop my stuff every now and then. I know you guys watching too have done that in the past. Let's talk about the cons with this monitor. Now, I'm being really nitpicky because I haven't found many except for one that really stands out. And that would be when you power off the monitor, there is a LED light that stays lit on red. I don't know how much it's draining the battery, but there has to be some sort of circuit of electricity going through the monitor for that to be powered. So I just wish, and who knows, maybe in the future with a firmware update, they can turn that light off. This way I can securely have my battery on at all times and not have to worry about it draining. It's an easy fix. I just pop the battery off when I'm done using it. And like I said, I'm being super nitpicky, but if I'm on a shoot and I turn the monitor off, I don't want that battery to be draining. Now for my second con, this monitor does take a little bit to boot up when you power it on. It took about 8 seconds, and with my run and gun style filmmaking, I need to be able to pick something up, turn it on, and go shoot. Now 8 seconds doesn't seem like a long time. However, I'm gonna put it up on the screen right now so you guys could count to yourselves how long it takes. And like I said, it's about 8 to 9 seconds. And with my type of filmmaking, I need to be able to pick something up, turn it on, run and gun, and just go. I've been able to just leave it on or deal with it. It's really not that much of a gripe because of all the banging features on this monitor. And I'm not just saying that because it was sent to me. I would give an honest review. I've dealt with a ton of different monitors, and this one seriously is up there for the price point. Now, my last gripe with this monitor is that there's only one 1/4-20 thread, and that's on the bottom. They did send me this with the monitor, and it's a cheap cold shoe mount. I mean, anytime you see the corking on the top of like a tripod head or something like that, you know it's cheap, but I just threw that away. And I'm using my small rig one. They make great products, and I just wish that the mounting options were a little bit better. Now, because of all the side features for this monitor, they weren't able to add like your typical L bracket that comes with like their other monitors so that you can mount the monitor from the side and then just have it swivel. It's not the end of the world. I have a bunch of small rig accessories that I'm using this monitor with. And if that's like really what I have to find as a con, it's not that big of a deal to me. Now, like I said, the monitor menu is very easy to navigate. You just hit the button on the top for menu, and then you have your left and right options and your up and down. You can go through it completely. I'm not going to go through the entire menu, but you have a ton of different options, from grid lines to histograms going on and off, setting your 2 custom buttons on the top. Now, this monitor not only is clear, but it looks almost like it's 4K. I've never seen a monitor this sharp, and it's just incredible. I've used other monitors that have some sort of matte finish on the front of it, and it just never looks sharp. It always has me questioning my focus. And with this one, although it does have a reflective surface on the front, you don't get that much glare because of how bright it is, and you could really dial in your focusing. And for me, that makes more sense for my type of filmmaking style than having some sort of touchscreen option or something like a really deep menu that I'm just gonna get lost in. So the ease of use with this monitor, how upfront it is something that really like has me going with it, because it's just, when you're running and gunning and you're filmmaking, you can't spend an hour looking in a menu trying to figure out how to use it, touching it, pinching it, like all that crap. That's garbage. It's just gimmicks. You're not going to use that all the time. So I'd rather have simplicity where I know where to look, I know where my buttons are, and I know how to get into a menu fast and out of a menu fast so I could change it on the. So that wraps up this week's review on the Feelworld Ultralight monitor. Let me know in the comments below which monitor you're using. Are you guys using something that could record 10-bit video? If you're using a smaller monitor, I want to hear what type of options you guys are using and why you go with that monitor. Price isn't always everything, and I love the fact that Feelworld is able to have budget monitors with all the features that us filmmakers truly need. There's so many gimmicks out there. Don't get caught up on them, guys. I mean, Just be practical with the tools that you're using and use whichever ones work for you guys. So if you guys thought this video was insightful, if you like the style of this review, leave a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. If you guys are new here, consider subscribing. And until next time, guys, I'm Jason Anthony, and I will see you soon. Peace.